So it's been about a week since WWE 2K23 was released, or 11 days if you pre-ordered the game like I did. In that amount of time, the game's gone through like 4 patch updates. Regardless, I've gotta say that it's been very damn fun, and while it's no SmackDown Shut Your Mouth or Here Comes the Pain or SVR 7 or anything like that, I can see myself enjoying this game until the next one drops. Although, I would be lying if I said it was perfect. There have been some much needed changes from the last game, but this game is still pretty janky, and other times it just doesn't want to work. So what do I truly think of this game, and how would I personally rate it? Let's jump into it. This is my review of WWE 2K23. Kicking things off with the gameplay, there have been some physics improvements over the last game, but other than that, the combat system itself functions the exact same as 2K22's. You got a light and heavy attack, grapple, block, run, action, and dodge button. Seems confusing, but the combat's straightforward. You have your light combo starters, heavy attacks, and grapples. Usually you'd stop these attacks with the reversal button, which is Y on the Xbox. But if you get grappled or start getting comboed, you'll have to play a game of reads to escape. And considering there's 3 options, that's a 66% chance of you screwing yourself. If you do manage to guess right though, you get a free punish. Mashing won't exactly work for reversing things since the game buffers your last button the minute you get attacked. So if your opponent is hitting you with lights, but you hit the B button, you'll take the hit. If they don't finish the combo though, you still have a window of escape. Personally, I like this combat system. Sure, it can get annoying when you guess wrong and have to take the bump, but at the same time, it's a relatively new style of gameplay. One thing I don't miss about the older games was the reversal spamming, so it does get a point for, at the very least, trying to be innovative and fresh in some way. Unfortunately, there are some very annoying things that go down during gameplay. For example, rebound grapples still need to be timed just right, otherwise your opponent will utterly crash into you. You know what I miss? Just doing the move like this. Also, even though there have been physics improvements, sometimes the wrestlers get all contorted, which makes things look awkward. Not to mention, there's still some glitches in this game, which, while hilarious to look at, can take away from your personal enjoyment if you're taking the game seriously. Sometimes I can't even pick up a weapon despite the damn thing being right there. Granted, there were times where I pressed the dodge button by mistake, but when I do press the action button, the wrestler I'm using still takes the length of Undertaker's entrance to get the blasted weapon. Seriously. Now check this out. Here comes the pain. I want a weapon off the ground, I stand next to it, I press the action button. Done. Easy. Also, a pet peeve of mine for the longest time, dangling on for dear life in this game doesn't even let you continue playing the stupid minigame. No, if no one punishes you while hanging on, the game just drops you to the mat. You gotta sit there and play the minigame and hope no one bothers you. And let me tell you, if you aren't used to playing these types of minigames, that's easier said than done. The best way to rectify this would be to allow you to play the minigame while hanging on, but make it harder for you to complete, so you can still win by dangling on for dear life, but your opponent can stop you from doing it. Simple solutions ignored by the devs is always annoying to deal with, but do you want to know what's even more annoying? The AI in this game sucks. Hear me out. You remember the Survivor Series elimination tag team match, right? You know how most of the time when no one's been eliminated, if someone's getting pinned, no one comes in and breaks it up because it's an elimination tag team match? Guess what? You try that in this game, and the whole fucking team will come bum rushing in to break the pin. And considering the Survivor Series style match I made was 4-on-4, the match will either take forever to end, or it won't end at all. Personally, I'm betting on the latter. Something just as bad happens in mixed tag team matches as well. If you're playing, it works fine. AI only? Okay, quick editor's note. I made a mistake when I was talking about this part. So, as it turns out, and I play tested this earlier, mixed tag team matches between the AI do work, but they only work if you're playing in a default arena. If you play in a custom arena, that's when they become stupid. So if you want to have a competent mixed tag team match between the AI, make sure you are in a default arena before you do it. Sometimes, at least on Xbox, for no reason, the game will randomly crash. You get the point. The gameplay is pretty hit or miss depending on what it is you actually want to do. In any case, when it works very damn well. In terms of game modes, you got 6 main ones to pick from. Play, Showcase, Universe, My GM, My Faction, which almost no one cares about, and My Rise, which by the way is a big improvement from last year's take. Play is literally just exhibition matches where you can just run whatever you feel like. Showcase involves playing matches which involve beating the main star of Showcase this year, which is John Cena. This is actually a very fun take on Showcase mode. It's the same sort of deal with completing certain objectives, but instead of playing the MC, you get to beat up the MC. Awesome! Also, my absolute favorite scene from Showcase mode involves the RVD versus John Cena one night stand match for the WWE title. If you lose this match, the referee literally tells John not to celebrate, and security has to escort him out of the arena, which fits so well considering the crowd on that night were super hostile to him. Universe mode has gone through some improvements as well. You got these nifty things called rival actions, which you can implement into certain matches to initiate rivalries or add flavor to existing ones. I haven't started my universe mode yet, but it's for a reason. It'll be worth it, I promise. Not going to lie to you guys, I've never played my GM before. It never really appealed to me. From what I did see, however, it has some improvements over the last game. You can pick between 5 brands now: SmackDown, Raw, NXT, NXT 2.0, and now WCW. Up to 4 brands can go head to head instead of just 2. And now you can have up to 4 players locally. Also, while 2K23's My GM season lasts 25 weeks, you can keep that ball rolling for as long as you want, like the SmackDown vs. Raw games. Unlike 2K22, which gave you a maximum of 50 weeks, and then it just ends. You also have 3 more GMs to pick from, and you can customize your budget as well as actually draft superstars after WrestleMania. Not to mention you can actually have a mid-card title on your brand now. Still don't know why that wasn't in the last installment. Something also not in the last game that is in this game is having more than just one-on-one and tag matches. You can also now have triple threat and fatal 4-way matches, as well as being able to book most match stipulations and not just 5 of them like last game. I could go on and on, but that's not the point of this video, now is it? There's also my faction, which still sucks, but now it at least has purpose. You can actually use your cards online against other people. The mode is still trash, but at least now you have a reason to grind. And finally, there's My Rise. There's 2 stories: The Lock, which is played with a male wrestler, and The Legacy, which is played with a female wrestler. Honestly, I like this My Rise a lot. There's substance, there's a story, and there's an endgame that's more than just become the champion. The Legacy storyline involves you either following in your aunt's footsteps or creating your own legacy. The Lock involves you debuting as the next big thing, you know, like Brock Lesnar. And you have a lot of hype and expectations on your hands. But do you want to know what I love the most about this year's My Rise? You can import and export your created stars in this one. I can't tell you how annoying it was to have to make the same damn wrestler twice last game. Just like in My Rise from last year, you can also interact with superstars, management, and other people either in person or over the phone, you know, social media, all that sort of good stuff. Now, depending on who you talk to, you can either get a fight challenge, a side story, or you can continue to advance the main story. Now, you don't have to do any of these side stories or fight challenges. Really, all the fight challenges do is give your superstar buffs. But there are some side stories which can unlock you some good stuff. With that said, you don't really have to play through the side stories or fight challenges if you don't want to. You could just go through the main story. Also, Melee Fanny Fenn's back. Ugh, God. Let's end this off with 2 modes that literally everyone uses at least one of: creation and online. There ain't much to say in terms of creating a superstar, other than there's more parts to use, which you can unlock in My Rise. Creating an entrance, though, it seems the devs actually decided to listen and bring back custom entrances. This is amazing for created wrestlers who have entrances laid out a certain way. But it's also pretty jank, too. Let me show you what I mean. So this is a created wrestler for Negan Smith from The Walking Dead. He's got Sting's entrance, which makes sense because baseball bat. Now, let me change the intro part to Batista. With all that said, well... you'd think it'd be refined for this game because it's nothing new. I mean, we've had this since SmackDown vs. Raw 2006, but not quite. At least we have a creative custom entrance now, which is more than I could say for last year's entry. One thing I was disappointed with, however, is that you can't use Downstate's Kingdom, which is Cody Rhodes' entrance music, on anyone else in the game. It's not even in the jukebox. You can't listen to the song in the menus either, which sucks, because that song kicks ass. Only way to listen to it is to look at Cody's entrance and create an entrance. Everything else is pretty standard. Title, Money in the Bank, moveset, which still takes the length of a Triple H promo to go through if you don't know what you're looking for. Show, custom matches, images, videos, and arenas. The arenas are not optimized right, at least on Xbox. First issue is that logos on turnbuckles just don't want to work no matter what you do. Also, the referee doesn't exist, which is funny because pinfalls still work. You get it. Custom arenas work, but don't work. Finally, there's the online mode. You can download a lot of cool stuff from the community creations, and although many of them are just original superstars with no movesets and 75 overall, you'll find a lot of cool shit like real wrestling stars, such as MJF, the Hardys, Chris Jericho, Jon Moxley, and like in every other WWE game since 2K16, CM Punk. Hell, you could also get updated attires like Asuka's new attire, Solo Sikoa's Bloodline attire, and Dominic Mysterio's Judgment Day attire. You can even download characters from video games like Mortal Kombat. J0 makes some awesome ones, and a lot of people apparently like my Serena too. I don't know why, because I also made Melina. I thought she would be more popular. Anyway, in terms of online gameplay, it's like normal play, but lag's a factor. Depending on how laggy the match is, you might have to buffer your reversals earlier, or you won't have to worry about buffering at all. I played a few matches online. First match was a War Games match with Booker T, which was hilarious since we were all just daring each other to do something and just trolling. Second match was a tag team match where I used Noob Saibot to team up with a guy with 100 overall, and we had to fight two guys with 99 overall who the game says are f***ing cruiserweights. Let me ask, do these two big motherfuckers look like cruiserweights to you? Do they? Anyways, the match was annoying. These two bozos kept spamming super kicks and Kinshasas, as if super kicks hadn't been done to death already in real life. Also, this match reminded me of the annoying instant get up feature, or as I like to call it, the no sell feature. Look, I hit this guy with Noob Saibot's choke slam to the nether realm, and this guy is up literally a second later. We actually won the match by submission, but God was that a toxic match. Third match was another War Games, this time with Orton.
Oh, man, what a headbutt! Look at this! Uh-oh, right. Even game out of strategy here. Well, you have to look at it just like in a war. All numbers advantages to your benefit. Keep... Sure, he's pumping himself. From the second rope. Searching under the ring, thinking something there. Cody Rhodes hooks it up in just a moment.
It was actually pretty competitive and fun, until that Kane on our team threw the match by getting pinned when he had resiliency. Surprise roll up for the win, baby. Fourth match was against the Tribal Chief, the head of the table, Roman Reigns, and I was using...
Low tier God.
It was a funny but disturbing match. The disturbing part...
Superman punch! Oh, look out! The big dog setting it up. You gotta be kidding me. What just happened?
I got speared twice and still kicked out. And I never even had resiliency. If I did, I wouldn't have lost after he killed me with the third.
Finally ends it, and all the bloodshed.
So, unreasonably, it took 2 Superman punches, a guillotine, and 3 spears to beat low-tier God, even though in real life Roman only needed 1 spear to put down the likes of John fucking Cena. Speaking of John Cena, the 5th match is an old classic. John Cena versus The Rock. This is a fun match. Unfortunately, a connection problem ruined the match, which is another issue the game has. More often than not, you'll end up losing connection and have the participants be controlled by AI. At the very least, the game doesn't penalize you for having a bad connection, unlike other games. All in all, WWE 2K23 still has bugs which can easily just be ironed out in more patches. The game is still pretty new, so of course that much is to be expected. While it still has issues which shouldn't really be issues, it still manages to provide something very fun. And it also addresses some of the more annoying things from 2K22, like my GM being bare bones, my faction being completely pointless, custom entrances non-existing, among many other things. Now, my personal favorites will always be SmackDown Shut Your Mouth and Here Comes the Pain. That is a certainty, and you can bet your ass I'll be doing a series on those games. But having played this game for a week, I'd say it's well worth getting. It's not the perfect wrestling game. Hell, even my favorites are janky. But it's a great wrestling game nonetheless, especially since 2K22 was lacking and 2K20... yeah, we don't talk about that. I can't wait for AEW Fight Forever to drop. If that turns out to be a great game, not only do you have another wrestling game to play, that also means 2K will have actual competition to go up against, and they'll have to put in more effort to deliver what is hopefully a much better game next year. See, that's the beauty of the SmackDown vs. Day of Reckoning vs. Raw era. All three of those game series offered something unique to everyone, and pushed each other into trying to make the next game better. Hopefully we see the return of competition, so we get more quality wrestling games, and not just one per year. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that will be it for my review of WWE 2K23. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video as I did making it, because it was a lot of fun to make this video, you know, getting the gameplay and exploring new things that I've never known before. Feel free to let me know what you think of this game in the comment section below. You might be holding off on getting this game until there's like a sale or something, which I completely understand. Most people do that with other games too, not just wrestling games in general, but for what it's worth, this is a very, very fun, solid wrestling game. It's got issues, it's pretty janky, but the game just came out. The devs have a year to patch everything up, so you know what I mean. But yeah, feel free to let me know what you think of this game in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the commentary, be sure to drop a like, subscribe for more WWE 2K23 content coming your way. I'm actually going to be doing a lot more WWE content in general, so subscribe for more of that. Gonna be leaving my Twitch in the description, still deciding on whether I want to stream there or on YouTube, but in either event, I'm gonna be streaming some WWE 2K23 online matches, so stay tuned for those. Anyways, guys, that'll be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. It's Rusher. I'm out of here. Peace.